turn at 6 on the river really doesn't change anything. If he thinks he's good, he's good.
Did you guys just see that? See what I folded?
Yep, we see all the folds.
Yeah, we predicted you'd be too tight to call.
That is our game.
Even though I've called the other two.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's called everything else all night, but he'll fold this one.
And I did too. It was half my stack. I couldn't do it.
Vicky, that's not a booster chair. Is it? You're going to sit on both of those?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah. It's too low.
I'm wondering if we have a cushion or something.
Nah, I'll be fine. I need a booster chair. Tell him how I'm short.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotta keep those. Yeah. They're my backups.
I got here, big 10-3 out of the big blind, out of the small blind rather. I mean, it only cost me 25 cents. I flopped 2 pair. And I got chased down to the river on that one. And I had no choice. I had an ace. I had to go. I was out of chips. Other than that, I see nothing.
Well, you started out betting pretty good. I'm thinking
The one I watched online was really good. For some reason though, we can't get any volume on like hardly at all. It was really low, barely there. Played on my iPad, I can hear it fine. So I think it's the computer we have. We just bought it, and we've had other. I think I'm gonna take it back because we haven't had it probably 2 or 3 years.
That was it. That's the only thing I've seen.
There is an internet volume and a main volume.
I mean, I did have that 10-3.
We had, yeah, the internet volume we had as high as it would go, and the volume on our computer was at 100%. And we got like no volume. That's what I said. I think it's the computer because I could hear mine had no problem.
I was in the blind, so I just.
I thought you had. I said it shouldn't be any different.
Yeah.
So I told him I think I'm gonna take the computer back.
I don't know whether we have.
It's a gateway computer. I mean, it's not like.
That's what happens when you play that crap racetrack. You burn.
We bought it like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said I should be able to hear this without any problems.
Yeah.
Of course, it's hard to hear my 3-year-old grandson's running around screaming hard, but that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was one more blind that I can't remember.
You only got 2 chips left. I said chip in the chair, boss. Chip in the chair. I got a good comeback.
If it goes to 2-4, then yeah. Yep.
Oh, go to chip out.
When is the Chase the Bracelet starting?
Mid-January to late January is the goal. Once we get done with this game.
You got what, 6 there?
7.
Basically,
When are you gonna have the next
December, I'm kind of free, so I'm gonna.
You want 2 over here, Steve?
Mess with everything I can, getting it ready, and depending on how it goes together as easy as it does. Then,
2 here for.
but I mean, it's pretty much all set up now.
Good one for you. How quick that was?
I was watching some of them.
Second week in February is when AkronPoker League starts back up.
Oh, in February.
January.
Okay, so that's the 13th.
Yes, I think it is. Oh, yeah. I have to, when I look at the calendar, I was trying to pick days that when we have a Monday game that's not around any holidays. And there's one of the ones hits most of the holidays, the other one misses most of the holidays. That's the one I picked.
I was watching some of the last season of Chase the Bracelet last night.
So like February 14th is. So we want to have the game on the 10th, which means January 27th, which means January 13th.
Yep. Okay. So you're starting on the 10th?
13th.
Or 13th? 13th.
January
Yeah.
13th.
Monday the 13th.
Do we have to re-sign up?
Yeah. And what I'm thinking about doing is limiting us to 30 players that can join, and then those 30 players are going to be able to RSVP for the first week after each game, and then guests can go that second week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking that it may fill up easier that way.
And then
Cut off at 40.
are you going to have something that if
30,
somebody
well, 30,
RSVPs
well, that's
and does not show up, give them 1 or 2 times, and because that may, I mean, something we think we talked about last time.
Well, if they Yes, the thing where they RSVP and don't show up, yeah. I was thinking more the core group that can play first.
There may be
So
some.
the ones that are already members, you're gonna,
Yeah, they'll get first pick.
that's what I was,
Man.
good,
Yep.
good.
I knew it as soon as I folded it. I knew that king was coming.
I like this.
Yeah.
I think you do a great job.
It's a lot of fun.
Man.
So you just wait till the 13th to get the last person.
I'll give you 10, they'll not to let out.
We gotta do something. We gotta do water softener or something. Free milky water.
52 seconds.
Are you,
Good luck.
are you cold?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little chilly.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a little cold in here.
That feels good.
Then it's obviously me having hot flashes.
Normally your cheeks are just pink and it feels good in here. I like it like this. Keeps you awake. If it's too hot, then you fall asleep.
If I put the heat on, then those things kick in and it gets really hot up here.
You're fine.
Here you go.
Get it real quick.
That's ready.
Okay, they're throwing. I gotta go. Bye.
You had these shuffled, correct, Derby?
Yes.
We'll get you.
I've got 98. Can you count your chips real quick and give it to the guys, the announcers?
46 for Rick.
Oh, you got count our chips?
23.
96. 43.
$9,000.
Even 5.
I must be the big money.
Yes, you are. You first, then.
How much did you have, Derby?
Nine.
Guy needs another card.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. I thought I threw you one. I apologize. You get the deal. You only get one.
I heard you don't only need one.
You only need one to win. Don't need two. It's on your list.
Bob says you come at 9 o'clock.
You're right.
I had a feeling.
23.
She was thinking about it.
Yeah. I can tell. I should know too. I sit
Welcome
right
back. Sorry we're a little late getting back here. I'll give you a chip count. We've got Steve Day at 9,800.
Booyah.
Greg at 9,600.
All right.
Derby at 9,000.
Looking good.
Papa Z at 5,000.
Need some work.
Mike Stack at 4,300.
Holding on.
And Annette bringing up the rear with 2,300.
It's that hand that I have with Steve.
Oh.
I don't want to see it again, please.
I know. You flipped that twice now. The time three.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're all right.
All right. Here we go.
I wasn't going to do his dirty work.
Buddy.
All right, we're coming back from break. This is the Akron Poker League on pokeronair.com.
Annette with another pocket pair.
Looks like
Ricky
she's
with
gonna
ace jack.
Have to win a race here.
I'm going to say we might see an all-in in the call.
I call.
First
Call.
act is Rick. Rick calls.
Probably
Blinds are 200, 400.
See an all-in from Annette.
All in for Annette.
And we might see a call with the ace jack.
33.
34.
33.
3,300 for Annette. All in.
She just moved all in the previous hand in pocket threes and picked up the blinds. These are the two short stacks, so this is where you got to gamble.
Happy as a clam.
Need to win a race here.
How much is it? 20?
Absolutely.
33 total.
Yeah. 29 more.
I mean, it wouldn't have actually been terrible for Rick to move
2,900
all in
for Rick.
Uh,
first.
Right.
With 4,600 at 2-4, you picking up 600 there would be really crucial. Call me a gambler, but I think this is a fairly easy call.
Yeah, I don't even know what the delay is here.
She's shoving with a pretty wide range. Ace Jack's just a little too strong to be folding.
Good luck.
Rick calls.
Yeah, he's got a call.
Got a pair.
Pocket
I
eights
think I saw one ace folded. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think I saw
one ace
jacks.
was folded.
versus ace jack. Trip eights in the window.
No hearts.
Full
Oh, I
house.
got a boat.
Full house.
We're not getting the board up
I
back
think,
here.
I think Ricky guys milked his card, selling the rest of it registered.
It doesn't look like it, does it?
Yeah, we're not getting the board up here. Oh, he don't have the headphones yet.
Yeah, I think Rick's cards found the muck circle.
No,
Here
I
thought
was
the hand was
trying.
over.
I thought about folding that, but
We gotta see if we can run them headphones out to Tony.
You pretty much had what you wanted. You knew
For the
you
time being, I'm alone in the booth.
yeah, I knew she had a
Dream
pair.
comes true with mine. Nothing too strong here. Steve with the connectors.
Folds over to Steve Day.
Let's see if he gets to be aggressive here and raise.
Steve says raise to 800.
Perfectly done. At this stage of the game, no one has too many big blinds, so a min raise will definitely get the job done more often than not.
Yeah, but it needs the headphone jack.
Oh.
I can live with that.
Okay.
Steve Day takes it down.
Steve is the winner.
Yeah.
He wasn't going up against too much opposition there.
There's no crying. No crying. No
Derby attack first.
There's no drawing hissy fits. There's no crying. Nothing.
So Ricky got the short stack now, so he might be going in here with the old queen 10 suited, which, as he should, especially if Mike Lim's in here on the button. What?
Raise to 1200 by
Yeah,
Greg.
this is where he wants to get it in.
If Greg comes in for a
Ricky D,
raise,
all
my
in
favorite hand,
900.
Yeah.
10-8 suited.
And Ricky's hand has been mucked somehow.
Okay, Rick's cards are folded, but we still have action here. It's a heads up between Greg and who's sharing cards.
Give him another 8.
We're not getting the board still.
Yeah, I think his hand got mucked again. So.
Oh,
you got a
okay.
diamond.
Flush.
Yeah.
Straight flush.
Another straight
One
flush.
tonight.
I've never seen
This is how we do it in Akron.
Nice.
We birthed the prodigal son in the NBA, but hey, we got straight flushes out the wazoo. I tell ya. We
Rick
don't need you,
doubles up to
LeBron.
1800.
Would have been nice to see it though.
It woulda. Ricky could tell all of his friends.
First act is Papa Z. Folds. Steve Day folds. Greg Melton folds. Mike Stack folds.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a walk here. But Rick is counting chips.
Rick
And
folds.
decides against it.
Not going to give you the opportunity to raise one.
Derby gets a walk.
And that didn't want the uncomfortable drive home, so she folds.
Sorry, Derby.
She's
stack
back in
is
it with a stack now that can play a little bit.
Straight flush.
Of course, only happens when you got 900.
Derby with the Queen Jack.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot else going on here.
We've got some popular hand tonight. For the most part, it's been played fairly correctly.
Rick calls 400.
Rick is calling.
Rick on the short
Derby
stack
calls 400.
calling with
Papa Z
King
checks
6
his option.
off.
I mean, I guess he did double up, so maybe he's feeling like he's got a little more than he actually does.
First act is Derby.
And I saw a queen. Rick's got the
We
straight
might-
Six
draw.
round.
We might see the old Royale with cheese.
And
Rick gets
Rick's
there.
got the
Checks
nuts
around.
right
Gets-
now
gets
with
the
Derby with the club draw. And the queen gets
Or
there.
the boat.
Oh, wow. This should be the end
again, last time Derby had a big hand, what did he do to the seat? He bounced up and down.
And he's doing it again.
He sure is.
400 bet and call.
Papa calls
Papa
with just a
snaps.
naked ace.
Rick. Full house, queens over jacks.
I think Rick called as well, so Derby wins a nice sized pot. It started off so innocuous and it got stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not too innocuous. You flop a royal draw, I guess. It's
Rick
not
out in
that
7th
innocuous.
place.
No, Rick didn't call. He moved all in.
Oh. My bad. We have a casualty.
And then there were 6. Here's Greg with another monster hand. He hadn't hit. Oh, here we go. Ace King suited
Let me
Let me
versus
ask you,
Kings.
is it 4th of July?
I'm telling you.
We're going to see some fireworks,
Yeah.
folks.
Race at 1200 by Greg.
I tell you what, Greg's another player. His raise just seems so
Annette,
unassuming.
all in?
You know, he sits there with the same posture, hand for hand.
Oh yeah. Well, he's played so much.
He does play a lot. And he plays well.
6,200.
And Annette moves in.
Greg
Yeah, I was gonna say Greg don't even think about it.
Kings versus ace king.
I'm not
She
sure why
did.
Annette's standing.
Good luck.
Probably because she knows there's 11 aces in the deck.
Put a jack.
Oh, ace or a jack for Greg.
Greg gains outs.
There's the ace.
Wow.
And there were 5.
Tough hand for
He
Annette.
covered.
I got her covered.
Yeah, that's a brutal hand there.
He lost another one.
Greg was
Annette
one of
out
our
in 6th place.
wild card players last week, so he's parlaying himself into a nice position here to take it all down.
He's not really
Bet
sorry.
moves, Mike Stack to act first.
He said sorry about that.
Right now, the 2 big stacks are Derby and Greg. Steve a little bit behind him.
You're the big blind, Greg.
No, you played absolutely correct. You just got vastly unlucky.
I just don't call it. He's paying that much money. He's a bad player, I guess.
It's just a standard tournament poker play. Ace King. When you get down to 5-6 handed, you just play Ace King.
Yeah, I mean both hands played himself.
Yeah.
The king she won.
Papa's. Oh, this could be brutal here.
This
could be fun.
This is.
This could be fun.
How do you sleep at night?
We got Papa flopping top and bottom, and Steve
Steve
flopping
raises to 1200.
middling. The
So-
only thing is, Papa may not re-raise.
This deck's pretty short. I mean,
Yeah.
we see him do fluky things in the past, but
You just never know.
there's no reason to wait.
Papa Z
Yep,
all
he's
in?
all in.
And that's just got to send shivers up Steve's
Yeah.
spine.
He has a very strong hand, but he's not liking
Yeah.
it whatsoever.
Steve calls.
Papa probably flips over the 2 pair. and
Papa's
Steve
in 2
bemoans
pair.
his 2 pair.
Steve day 2 pair.
And Papa doubles up.
What was the last card? I
Jack.
wonder.
Clubs.
Pocket clubs.
Yeah.
Papa Z points
Papa.
out. Steve just chuckles to himself, thinking, "Wow,
Not much you can do there.
how do I run this bet?"
Yeah. You just.
If it was me, I'd be crying for the next 4 hours. But he still has chips. You know, luckily Papa Z didn't have too much money in front of him.
I tell you what. Steve's got Ace Jack. Papa's got Ace 9. Mike's got Ace 7.
Call.
Papa Z calls 400.
I'm not sure quite how much
Steve
he has
raises
left.
to 1800.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say maybe go all in, but that raise size should
Yeah.
effectively do the same job.
Oh, no, you didn't get part of your chips. You got part of my chips. I'll be back for him, though.
I'm not quite sure what Greg's complaining about.
First act is Papa Z.
Papa probably gonna limp in here with the King Jack. Yeah.
Papa Z calls 400.
What?
Papa's not much
What?
for
Papa's,
raising.
Papa's gonna limp in?
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
I call.
Mike calls.
Mike calls with the 4-5 suited.
Derby announces a raise.
And Derby raises with 4-7
Raise to
all.
12.
And that must be teaching Derby at home how to play poker.
Yeah.
'Cause he's playing a very different style than we're used to seeing.
Well, here's the thing. Usually if Papa comes in an early position for a limp, he's calling a raise no matter what. So
Yeah.
you don't try and steal.
He does like to get in cheap
Yeah.
and say, well, I already got some money in there.
If
Let's
you got a
stick
big
around.
hand, I like the raise there. But I really don't. Trying to steal from Papa usually doesn't work out.
He'll slap your hands in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Mike calls 800. 3 players to the flop. Mike stacked to act first.
Now, if Derby continues here, he should take it down if he throws a continuation bet.
Hey, to be fair though, Derby is bouncing his
I was going to
share.
say he is bouncing like he's got a monster, like he did the other few times he had the monster hands. Might just be a nervous
He
habit.
just might
Mike
be
stack
that.
all
He's
in,
just that excited
2100.
about poker.
Mike moves all in
Players
with the
fold.
draw.
Mike
Now
stacked.
we're
He
talking.
takes it down.
Now we're talking. Hey, I think on break he told somebody to get on the internet and watch him play. So now that he has an audience, he says, I'm gonna listen to Screws a little bit and see what happens.
Oh, I keep doing ahead instead of behind. Backwards.
I'm not
Your
saying
contract won't be
anything.
renewed.
Right.
Okay.
Well, at her wages, it will.
Caboose.
That's right.
Papa Z with his pocket clubs
The end of the
again.
line.
Right.
I think that's actually his hand. The king four clubs. I think
Is it?
Yeah. He might not have it tattooed on his body like Suited Dan, but I do believe it's his favorite. You might even have a T-shirt with it on it.
He's got a T-shirt with everything else on it.
Hey,
Yep, 2
he might have the best poker
4
wardrobe in
minutes, 20
Northeast
seconds
Ohio.
left in the blind.
He's got the biggest. I know that.
Oh, it is.
Mike raises to 1500.
Mike coming in.
He does. He must have told his whole family.
Derby and Papa Z fold.
Take a look. Papa gives away the pocket clubs.
Now Derby gets the cards. And the button. That's what Annette should buy you for Christmas.
Who do you think's a favorite going forth from this point?
I'd have to say Greg or Derby.
Yeah, me too. Great.
Just because I got the Derby's playing a lot of hands and
Greg has
Greg's
experience.
playing solid.
Greg has experience, but Derby's. I mean,
Greg
he's
dacked first.
really opened it up.
Yeah.
People can't quite put him on a hand. There's those fives.
Well, they'd be quite surprised at some of the hands he's played tonight.
Yeah.
Folds over to Derby. Raised to 1600 by Derby.
Derby
Derby takes it
raises
down.
with fives and takes it down.
Yeah, Derby's rolling with the heater. And even though he didn't win that 4-7 hand, he's taking control of pots. Yeah, a little.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. The only reason I hated that play there was
due to Papa's.
right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, any other limpers, I don't mind that one bit.
Yeah, we might see a little action
Raised to
here.
800 by Derby.
Tens versus the Ducks.
Derby raises it up here. Steve's got tens. Greg's got twos.
Greg is temporarily an Oregon fan, hoping for another duck on the flop.
Re-raise by Steve Day. 3,000 on top.
And that should chase anything out.
And the Ducks go goodbye.
I'm not sure what Steve was saving those few chips behind for there, if he's going to raise that big.
Possibly a rainy day.
Because he's never folding to a re-raise.
Never. I mean, sometimes that's people's
2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the blind.
their game plan pre-flop. I'm gonna
Derby
put in
dackers.
majority of my stack, and if someone wants to play for it all, I'm gonna play for it all.
Greg with another big hand here, but he's probably going to get no action here.
Action on Steve.
Steve does have the button. Sides against.
Greg announces a raise.
You could see
1700.
Mike as he
Mike
looked at his
stack
cards,
folds.
he was like
Greg
mentally
takes
folding
down.
so much faster than.
What's that?
his hand actually did so.
I'm just gonna grab a couple brown chips.
Yeah, because before you got standing.
Yeah.
Well, you got him standing. It's good.
Bodyguard.
Karaoke night.
You wish.
Chris is not superior to me.
We'd like to thank Vicky for dealing for us tonight. She's doing a great job.
Well, she should. She's a professional dealer.
Just hope she doesn't get carpal tunnel.
Excellent,
We
Steve.
could see a big hand here. We get Steve with sevens, Derby with ace queen, big
Raised to
stack versus
1600 by
small
Steve
stack.
Day.
We'll see if
I wouldn't be surprised to see
Fold to
Derby
the big blind
re-raising
Derby.
here with his
16.
stack.
16th, but that's about 4x right now, right?
Yep.
If Derby ships it.
He
Derby
just
calls
called.
1600.
Just called.
Derby Dak first.
Let's see who wants to flip.
Derby does.
Derby says, "Have you not been paying attention? I'm on a heater." So I don't care how cool it is outside.
With only one over,
2400
Steve
bet by
Steve may
Steve Day.
bet. I think Derby cost himself chips here.
Derby all in.
Ooh.
Yeah, if he'd have re-raised pre-flop, I'm pretty sure they'd have got it all in.
It's hard. I mean, it's one of those spots where they are one away from the money or two away from the money, so it's the bubble play.
Right, but
So-
I still think Steve would have went with the pocket pair. I really do.
I think
Steve
Steve,
has about
being the
3600.
point leader of the whole season, I think takes extra pride in winning
Oh,
this
yeah.
entire thing. So he might have tried to hold on a little bit more to get that,
Next hand
that
lines
first
are up
place
300,
finish.
600.
Which is exactly why I think he might fold here. Steve's putting all the possible hand combinations in through his
Steve
head,
folds.
but he knows in his heart of hearts that he's more than likely
Yeah.
to. That's a lesson to most people.
But moves for stacked will be
Once he
Steve
does
Day.
continuation bet like that, and
Lines
you
are
raise
300,
them,
600.
you might find more folds than you think you will.
Not much going on here. Let's see what Steve does with the ace-5.
Steve Day calls 600.
I'm not crazy about that with his stack.
Nope. I'm not crazy about limping
Derby
ever.
calls 600.
I have two working legs. Why would I want to limp?
Yeah.
Z checks his option.
He does gonna be queen 10 something, right? Might as well be.
Steve flops bottom pair.
Check.
Nothing else going on.
Steve Day all in. 3,000 total. Both players fold. Steve Day takes it
Yeah,
back.
I guess.
I don't know. I would have preferred him just do it pre-flop.
That's
if you're
really
going to do it,
that's really a tough spot when you're going against two
Yeah.
blind hands.
if you're going to do it with bottom pair, why not just do it with pre-flop?
9-2 could easily be
Stacked
like, well,
will
I guess I
be-
call.
Greg Melton.
Mike with ace-jack suited. Derby with king 10.
I think they'll both see a flop here.
Mike will most likely.
He
Well,
might
I
be-
don't
he
know.
might-
The last few hands he's been playing, he's been raising. So
He might stuff it. I'm not quite sure how much he has left at this point, but are we still waiting on a raise size? There it is.
Raised to 1,600 by
So 1,000
Mike
over the
Stack.
blinds here. I think it's a fine
and
fold.
that'll take it.
all players fold.
Three, we did have the button, so you could, argue for a call there and see what happens on the flop. But he does have a healthy chip stack, and maybe he just wants to hold on to it a little bit longer. Aces, kings, queens.
Action on Mike Stack, who folds.
Derby with the ace-8 and not too much else.
Greg's been pretty quiet though. See, he might look at this ace deuce and
Derby raises to 1,200.
overvalue it a little bit.
Folds over to Greg.
Then raised Greg with ace deuce. He'll probably
Calls
he'll call.
1200. Greg down first.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This one's
More than likely to be a chop pot, but
more than likely a chop.
Derby bets 1200. Greg announces a raise.
These are the two big stacks.
Raise to 3600 by Greg.
Derby quickly goes after his chips. I would love to see Derby just stuff in his face.
Yeah, but see, I'd be surprised. He wouldn't play the short stack hard with ace queen. Why were you going to play the other big stack hard with ace eight?
Well, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
No, you're both
Right.
playing deeper than everybody else. There's, definitely a 9 in his range.
Derby calls.
And it's a chop most.
Extra on Greg.
Unless we see
Assuredly. A diamond.
Without
a diamond or an
Yeah.
8 on the river. Or, no, 8 doesn't
Eight,
matter.
eight doesn't help, yeah. Diamond.
Greg got it through. Wow.
No, they forgot to mark Mike's hand. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's where the aggression of Greg
Yeah.
forced Derby into
First
a
stack
fold
will
in
be
which
Derby.
they are more than likely gonna chop.
See, that's the problem with calling that bet on the turn.
Derby might get some chips back here at the King Jack. Oh, he limps in. So
Derby calls 600.
I would like to see Steve just stuff it in his
Ship
face.
it.
Steve
Yeah.
announces all in.
Ship it. Yep.
He must have heard us.
3900.
I assure you, though, folks, they cannot hear us.
Folds over to Derby.
That's just a standard ship.
3300 to call.
3,300 for Derby to call here. I wouldn't hate a call.
No, with his stack, I don't
But
hate it.
it's probably about 30% or so of his stack.
He just lost a big pot.
He did lose a big pot, so maybe it might be more than that. Yeah, he might be around 6,000 right now, so that's probably about half his stack.
Derby calls.
Yeah,
He says, hey, roll the dice.
Yeah, that's why that's hard to call your stack off.
Ace 4 versus Jack King.
60-40. Let's see how it turns out for him, though.
Good
That
start for
changes
Steve.
nothing. That changes
Oh,
nothing.
9, King, Jack.
And Steve doubles up.
Cage. Super sweat.
Cage.
Steve's talking about the cage. I'm not quite sure he's using it correctly.
Body saying.
I guess it's not too far off. He did put Derby in a tough decision to call pre-flop.
Yeah. After losing that big pot that previous hand, I don't know if I could have
Opposite.
called off with Jack King.
Just because we are on the bubble.
11 minutes, 25 seconds left in the
There's a
blinds.
lot, there's a lot riding
600.
on
I mean, you're
the pay jump.
You're never ahead of anything he's shoving there. That's the problem with King Jack.
No, very very seldom are you gonna find Steve having a King 10 in that
Yeah.
situation.
Your best case is your 60-40. Maybe 50-50 with a pair.
And since I guess
You got pocket diamonds.
I know it's behind, but
Derby wasn't a blind, so I guess there was a little bit of overlay with the blinds.
Yeah, Derby had limped in.
So I
Steve
guess he
calls
was
600.
getting, by definition, the correct price to call. It's just, stack to pot ratio
Yeah.
that you have to take into account for. I don't even know if I use any of those words correctly, but they sounded good in my head.
Derby checks his option.
Don't they always?
No,
Two players so flop.
It's cluttered in there.
Derby to act first.
Steve Day says, I'll
Derby.
take 2 straight flushes tonight,
Yeah.
please.
Derby's got nothing here, so he ain't gonna. He's not gonna
1600
call.
bet.
But it hasn't
by
stopped him before.
Steve Day takes it down.
This time it will.
Yeah, he's lost too many pots now.
Steve being the professional saying, not asking for a rabbit hunt. It's not rabbit season. I was hunting wabbit.
Right now, it's gonna be hard to beat Greg with that stack he's
First
got.
stack, Steve Day.
Oh, but Steve's got a chance to double up.
Steve says, you want me to take some of that money off of you? I would be glad to. This is
Steve announces a raise.
the exciting part and the downside of tournament poker. You play great for 2 hours, and next thing you know, you're getting all your money in on a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
32.
Raised to 3,200 by Steve Day.
Wow, that's a big raise.
Yeah, that's a very big raise.
That-
That's over 5x.
That might keep Greg out of here with an ace jack. Yeah.
That's the old
Greg
5.1, I believe. Do not check
Mike
my math
Stack
at home.
folds. Derby folds. Papa Z folds.
Very interesting raise
Yeah.
size.
That just screamed a hand that did not want to get called.
And I think Steve's actually healthy enough now that he probably could have got away with a double, maybe a 2.5. Because his hand is strong enough that he can't play post flop.
Right.
First to act is Greg Melton.
But I guess he is out of position against Greg, who is the big stack.
You're 600.
Maybe that was running through his mind.
I don't want to price anybody out when I got a big hand like that.
8
I do
minutes,
like
40
I
seconds
do
left
like
in the
tens.
blinds.
I favor tens over jacks for some reason.
You gonna walk, Steve?
Steve is on the heater. This will be a kill pot. It's a joke.
He wants to keep that bucket.
Mike Stack to act first.
Steve's and fives. Derby with a king jack.
More
Papa
fives.
Z with a 10 jack.
Here
Greg
we
with an
go.
ace king.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head, we need to see some more fireworks.
Derby calls 600.
Enough with the sparklers. Let's see some boom booms.
Papa Z calls 600.
Expect Steve to raise
Let's see
and Greg to
Let's see if he does
re-raise.
the old 5x
Steve
again.
announces a raise.
'Cause this would be,
I'm all in.
16 on top. Greg Melton all in.
and this would be called the cage. Steve raises
Derby
with what he
folds.
thinks is a fairly good hand.
Papa Z folds.
Greg has one that, top 10%. And he says, you don't play for it all, let's do it.
Oh,
Steve Day folds.
I would have had to gamble there.
I think he made it 2,400 pocket fives, and then he has to fold.
Yeah.
He could have made it 12. Save
Yeah,
himself
if you're not
1,200
gonna play
1,200
it,
1,200
Derby back
chips
first.
for the next hand. In this stage of the game, you can't be burning big blinds like that. It's way too important.
Yeah, when I'm on a short stack like that, I'll take
Folds
a
over to
coin
Greg.
flip
Give me
against the
small
chip
blind.
later.
And you flip like gold, so.
Yeah.
Calls.
Yeah, that's me. But I'll still
Mike
do it
checks his out.
every time.
That wasn't a joke, folks. Mr. Paul Boston does not flip exceptionally well. In his heyday, he could do lots of flips.
Greg bets 800.
It's a swimming pool or trampolines, whatever, he fancied.
Now I can't even get it in with the overpairs and win it.
See, both players flopping the 6 here. I believe Greg let out.
Mike calls 800.
Mike being sticky with the bottom pair.
Whoa.
Oh, that's the one.
1,200 bet by Greg.
Greg bets again. Mike's double checking.
All in.
Says I'm all in.
Mike Stack all in. 4,300.
31.
It's like,
So it's
31 more.
31.
Greg
I
Melton
think.
call.
I think Greg will call. Yeah.
Call. Good luck.
Calls.
Wow. Great call by Greg.
Yeah. He pretty much had to.
Maybe he is Greg Merson.
Maybe not.
And it's
And
a
they
chop.
chop it up.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
exactly.
it was gonna most likely be a chop, but
Chopped pie.
Isn't it just the pit
at least
sometimes?
we got a pro in here doing the chopping for him.
Yeah, unlike our friend Bob Miller, who we'd be here till next Tuesday.
Speaking of Bob, he don't get here soon. He's not gonna miss everything.
Hey, I
Papa
tried to
Z
warn
down
him.
First. 5 minutes, 19 seconds left in the blinds.
And we'd like to thank Paul Moskowitz for sending us a text commenting that me and Trevor have such sexy voices.
He likes to see if you knew you're right. No, I
I'm
knew
not
it
sure
was
what
right.
he's listening to. I'm no Barry White, but I do what I can.
Steve raises to 22 or 2,200.
That's a little bit better of a sizing.
Folds around to Derby.
But if Derby ships on him, what's he gonna feel as ace-10?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he would have to call, but I don't think he'd be crazy about it.
Steve never quite looks crazy about anything.
Of course, I didn't think he could fold them fives than he did. So.
Yeah, he might really like an all-you-can-eat fish fry or something. He might do a cartwheel for that.
First act is Steve Day.
Papa Z's trying to fold his way into the money here, I think.
That seems fairly standard for
Greg announces a raise.
his style.
Let's see if Papa ships in
How
here
many
with
times has
eight.
Greg had ace-jack?
Oh, he's hit ace-jack, ace-king, kings.
1200 for
eight.
Papa Z to call.
He's hit everything.
Yeah. Papa asked for how
Papa
much?
Z calls.
And just calls.
Just calls.
And leaves himself.
It'll probably be like ace-jack 8, and he'll just
Papa
call.
Z to act first. 2,000 all in for Papa Z and an instant call by
Papa
Greg.
pops a set.
No big deal.
Trip 8 for
Papa,
Papa Z.
huge favorite, and he locks the double up.
That's it.
Nice hand. Nice hand.
You gotta see that.
Wait,
He
is that-
finally dealt good. Finally dealt good.
Baloney.
Cockador.
Now it's my turn.
I didn't even get to see the flop, and I knew there was an 8 on it as soon as Papa threw all his chips in there.
Yeah.
You guys are shuffling the cards.
You finally dealt me something good.
Papa Roach?
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach. I like that Papa Roach.
Papa Z
That,
talking about
that absolutely describes Papa.
a popular band from the 90s.
Greg to act first.
Just like it worked.
Papa Roach for you
21.
punk rock metal fans out there.
Ace to 2100 by Greg.
Greg with ace-jack for the 18th time. Steve will probably have to ship it in here.
No, I think he's got enough where he
Does he
can
have
just call.
Steve
Oh, no,
Day all
he
in.
does ship
Greg
it.
calls.
Greg snaps. As he,
Yeah, I mean, he's got the
Ace-jack.
stack. He's got
Pocket
another,
seven.
another
he's putting
situation
everybody
where
at risk. Yeah.
it plays out itself.
Come on, caboose. Come on, caboose. 3.
Good start.
Is that good enough?
2.
No.
Trip sevens.
Wow.
And Greg doubles somebody else up.
Greg says, "Can you please not deal me ace-jack anymore?"
You have to give that.
You gotta give it up.
Greg not winning the
Well,
races
you
right now.
didn't have anything in, Steve, so you gotta count that 600 in.
Okay.
It's wild, isn't it?
This was
Sit on top of the mountain for all that time, and before you know it, people are chucking snowballs at you from all directions. Greg has had a couple of them land right in his face.
9,500 was Steve's stack.
Holy cow, that was a
Wow.
huge re-raise all in.
That's a huge snap call on top of
Yeah.
it.
I'm not sure he realized how much he had.
There you go.
That is definitely a
Those
possibility.
pocket pairs are killing you.
You're the small blind. You're the big
Papa Z states the obvious.
you're the big blind, Greg.
Fold over to Papa Z on the button. Papa folds.
Yeah, I think Greg's
Steve
going to start.
calls the 600.
Sometimes
Greg
he's kind of getting that
raises
mentality
2,500
where
on top,
what else could go
Steve
wrong,
folds.
so you just start
Yeah.
playing a little more aggressive, and that's not always a bad thing. If you can keep it under control and not use it,
Right.
in a tilty way.
Derby to act first.
Well, she sits up pretty straight, so I don't think he's tilting too much. Man, these puns are just god awful.
I wasn't even going to say anything.
There's my favorite hand again, 10-8 into the muck. Never find me doing that.
Papa calls 600.
Interesting call by Papa.
Greg calls 600.
I kind of thought Greg would raise again there.
Mike stack checks his option.
But again, it's Papa, so.
Yeah, you don't.
Ooh, and
They
Greg
made
just.
$1 short, huh, Greg?
Yeah.
Did you check?
Oh, see, I would love to see Papa just throw out a bet there. Just snap that.
He wins so often if he does.
Yeah.
And 7. Close.
Papa wins with the 10.
And he bets
Papa
it.
bet 600. Greg folds. Mike stack folds.
He
Yeah,
could just.
he could take down so many pots.
He could have saved us all some time
Fire it.
if he just fired a flop. No offense to Papa, but if he understood his own image, he could be an even more winning player.
Yeah. Ooh, Michael picks up kings here.
Lines
and,
up next hand to 400, 800.
not going to get.
He very well
They're
could get a
playing
walk.
18-minute blinds.
Unless Greg gets, Oh no, he's in the small blind. What? Is that right?
I think Derby and Papa are the blinds.
No, we still have one registering.
Raise.
Mike Stack
I
raises.
don't know. It's small blind versus big blind.
That's what it is.
2,300.
Flippy
Takes
doodle.
it down.
Hard to see this. Hard to see where the dealer button is here sometimes.
Yeah. I think when you maybe invest in like a spotlight.
Blinds are 400, 800. First act is Steve Day.
The last hands are still up there.
There they
Jack
go.
There
of
we
Hearts
go.
exposed.
It happens.
Derby with ace king.
Bouncy, bouncy,
Papa
bouncy,
with
bouncy,
king
bouncy,
10.
bouncy, bouncy.
See, now this is where I don't mind raising Papa. When you got a big hand.
Oh, absolutely.
Derby all in.
Yeah.
Papa Z folds.
That might be a little big of a
But
raise.
you could also go. I mean, you could also go all in with most cards against Papa's big blind.
Yeah, because if he doesn't
But
have
it's
anything.
Derby. Greg
Maybe get
Mountain back
called.
first.
You know what? So be it. Wasn't your night.
He's one player that is not locked into defending a blind.
I have about.
He could have 3 big blinds. He goes, you know what?
35.
I'll save those other 2.
Yeah. When I get short and I'm on Papa's left or right, I just try to abuse his blind.
It's a beautiful thing.
More than that.
Folds over to Derby.
Same thing with Paul Moskowitz. You can just abuse his blind.
Pick,
Steve gets a walk.
pick away. Like vultures on roadkill. Just find whatever morsel you can.
Derby like to give that off.
Mike Stack act first.
Chances are he'll wake up with an ace jack and you'll have the jack 6, but you'll still win. Another thing, to bring up in that situation with having a positive mindset at the table. If you think you're going to lose, it's just not helping anybody.
What is going on here? It's already marking Steve as a win.
Hey, maybe the computer can see the future.
Checks his option.
Psych.
Evidently not.
This computer's bogus.
And Greg's got 2 pairs now.
Where's the betting, folks? What's going on here?
12.
I know you're not winning
1200
anything,
bet by
Greg, on the
Greg.
flop or the turn, but you got.
Steve Day folds.
Let her rip, just in case.
Yeah, you check it down and let him backdoor into a straight or something.
Yeah. No one likes an unexpected backdoor.
Tell me you had pocket hearts. Right? Yeah. He had pocket hearts. Understood.
Greg with queens again. Mike with an ace-7 suited here might defend his blind.
Greg and Nessa's
Let's see if we
raise.
can see Mike's mannerisms here.
I get 32.
Raise to 3,200.
He's counting out chips.
We raise all in.
He says,
Mike Stack all in.
Good luck.
"Come
Greg
get yourself
calls.
some."
Good luck.
Greg
Well, let's
says,
see how Greg runs now that he's
"Greg
not in
says
a race.
willingly."
Queens versus
You mean this
ace
isn't a
7.
race?
It's common.
It always feels like it.
And he flops. He's an open and a straight and an over.
Good gravy.
When you get up there.
5 or 9.
Gotta fade him. And he does.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Oh,
And we're on the bubble.
We are on the
is it
bubble.
legitimate? Were you for sure? Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
We are on the bubble.
Mike Stack out in 5th place.
That helps Greg out after losing a few big blinds.
I mean, the guy should have all the chips in
So you
Northeast
just pick
Ohio
one,
with as
right?
many big hands as he has.
Oh, yeah.
Just the poor guy just can't win a flip to save himself.
Good play.
No.
No, big blind only. He
Big
was.
blind only.
Knocked out.
Big blind only.
It would be big blind only here, as you probably
He's not gonna
overheard
be big
from the
blind
table.
until he has to.
See you next year.
Tell
I
him.
think they'll let Derby have it. I think they'll let Derby have his big blind back.
Oh, that's friendly poker right there.
I think I had
I
8
think
deuce.
the whole board had me beat.
If only had the 7 deuce game on.
Because I had 8 deuce, I think.
Oh boy, here we could get some.
Steve
We
Dave
could
on
get
first.
some fireworks here. Derby with ace 10.
They're lighting a fuse as we speak.
Steve with ace queen.
Ace 10 suited four-handed is such a strong hand.
Yeah,
24 on top.
that's a big raise.
3,200 total.
Yeah, I think Steve pricing himself out of getting some
Takes
action
it down.
going there a couple times now.
Do you think Steve's just gun shy? You think he's just seen so many bad things happen, he's just trying to avoid all that at all
Yeah.
costs?
It's what it looks like.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
Greg with another
Golly.
monster.
Jack
He's been
first.
hit with the deck tonight.
He's going to go home with bruises.
That's his raise.
48.
Raise to 4,800 total.
I think Papa Z might go all in here.
Yeah.
Uncontested.
More jokes.
He's played
Derby
like
to
two
act first.
hands all night.
Two.
He wants to keep the other button.
Closer to the 1.5. That's what he does. You know, he sits. He's the most patient.
Well, and
player.
both hands that I remember him playing, he's won huge pots.
Certainly.
Derby with threes.
Come on.
It moves all
Derby
in.
is all in.
Isn't that peculiar? People will move in with deuces, threes, fours. But if they had 6, 7 suited right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
they'd probably throw it away.
36.
36 total for Derby. All in.
With his stack, I don't even look at my cards.
Both
when
hand-
it's folded to me, I
Both
just
hands,
move.
fairly similar equity. Steve really contemplating this one.
I think if Steve could see his cards, he would call in a heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe half a heartbeat. Well, he's got to count it out. Sitting in his hand. It's just whether or not he can pull a trigger.
Steve calls.
Steve does call, so
Good luck.
we're in their little flippy do here.
Let's see if Greg calls.
Good luck. No, you got money. You don't.
A lot of flips tonight.
Actions on Greg.
Right.
That's correct.
Papa.
Greg calls here. Steve's a favorite.
Absolutely. A lot of possibilities of counterfeits,
Yeah.
straights.
Greg wants to.
Greg must be thinking about, possibility of knocking a player out, and
Right.
guaranteeing
Greg
himself
folds.
some money.
Probably should have called that.
Yeah.
How big? Oh, man, that's threes.
Well, hey, let's
Threes
shoot
versus
for
the
the
queen
threes.
10.
Let's let this last a little longer.
9.
Queen,
Queen
10
10
or
or
9.
9.
Or an
Or an 8 or
jack.
jack now. And he misses everything.
Hey, and we play
Derby
on.
doubles up.
Derby says, remember a while back when I was winning all the
I was
hands?
going to call.
Let's start that again.
But
Steve got about half the deck to
Opposite
win the
deck.
hand there.
Oh, those situations are almost
I
more
wasn't.
frustrating
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
wasn't. I wanted to see where
to
I was
listen
at.
to a
I wasn't-
3-outer.
Jesus. Here we go again. Greg with ace queen.
I would not see that.
Papa folds. Steve folds.
I
Yeah.
raise.
Battle of Blinds, King 9
Greg raises to 2,800.
looks a lot better.
Derby folds.
To me, at least.
Derby just doubled up. I don't think he's wanting to. Well, yeah, absolutely. With me, too.
A close friend of mine,
That moves
had a
Steve
had a
Dave
theory
back
that he always
first.
implied, Mr. Mike Dempsey. After a player wins a big pot, he would always attack him the following hand. He had,
Because they don't want to lose them the chips they just got.
They just accrued all those new chips, and they want to hang on to them as long as possible. That's probably why he was so lucky.
It don't matter.
He
to me.
played.
It's up to these guys. I don't care.
I
what
don't
they do.
care.
Money back on the bubble.
I don't care. What's the payout? Because it's only a $30.
You guys are talking
What's the
sissy
pay-
talk,
what's the
paying the
payout?
bubble.
Now we get it.
Put it on pause. Why don't you put it on pause?
Well, it looks like they're going to discuss the possibility of paying the bubble.
I don't
I've been
hate
in
it.
a situation before.
I guess
where
we had
Especially in a small,
we made a decision.
semi-friendly game like this. I don't mind paying the
Yeah,
ball.
Paul,
right.
we both
You're
know
right.
there's no friends at the poker table.
Alright, so keep it going.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
I said
We'll wait
semi-friendly.
till after the hand.
I mean, if it was you
8
know a
minutes left in the
30-person
blinds.
tournament, I could understand it. But there's always starting with 9.
Derby announces a raise.
Derby raises the ace-8. Let's see what Papa does with the king-10 because they haven't decided what to do with the bubble.
Yeah, that definitely adds a little something extra to the thought process.
Raise 24 to 3-2.
Raise to a total of 3,200.
Papa lets it go.
Papa
I'm pretty sure
snaps.
Steve will let this queen-8 go.
Players fold.
Yeah.
Now you
In a
guys
situation
wanna
like this,
decide
I
what you
would.
wanna do?
I mean, if I was the big stack, I don't think I could really
I don't care.
relinquish any extra money to a player in 4th place here.
I don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm a little more
What is
ruthless.
what's the payout?
260, 155, 105.
260,
Personally, I'm always all right with giving them their money back for the night.
150, and 100. Is that cool? 240, 150, and 100. And then the
That booming voice
bubble
is
will be
Greg.
30.
And the bubble will get their money
Is
back
that
for
fair
the
enough?
night.
Is that cool?
That's fine. That's fine.
Is that,
I'm always good
everybody
with
agree
that.
with that?
I agree.
And then the
Fine
bubble
with
gets
me.
30.
I'll chop heads up every now and again, but other than that,
So they're taking 20 off of first.
I don't get too
5 off the other
squirrely when it
two.
comes to chops.
I don't like chopping a lot, but to pay the
Whatever you
bubble
wanna do.
a little bit, I'm usually all right
Doesn't
with
matter.
it.
I like the nice even numbers.
Yeah, wow.
It doesn't matter.
I'll chop heads up when we're both deep and the blinds are high
We good?
because it's just such a crapshoot.
We're all in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember
Are
you
you
torched
agree
me
to
on
that?
a time
Well,
or
I-
two heads up.
Yes.
I said most of the
You have
time.
first act last
This
chance.
one of us, the
Try
bubble will get the money. Somebody,
Slay the dragon.
they'll get their buyback.
We got this far to get in first.
We are in the money.
Papa Z,
Always a
proud as can be that they earned the
What?
money.
Well, Papa's in the money now. You think he'll loosen up?
We are in the dough.
He does have the puppy dog feet.
Yeah,
Let's see
and
what
shove
happens.
with the 9-10 here,
I'll call him.
and he just limps in.
Hey, making a cameo today.
I thought you were playing in this.
B. Miller's here.
But somebody who looks like they got 9.
So
We have
we-
3
we
players.
battle
2
the
players to the flop.
tens in hand.
Yeah, Steve, you got a bet here.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I think he's gonna. At least you can probably check that
1,500 bet
fast.
by Steve Day. Papa fold.
Yeah,
You generally know.
that's the easiest bet in poker.
Coming into the booth right now is
That's why you lock the door.
Trash Stash,
That's why you
also
lock
known
Yeah,
as
you're right.
Bobby B. Million Miller.
That's right, you're right, Tony. And what they may be telling.
What's up, Bobby?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, they did.
Thought they did an excellent job of it.
That's all.
We don't have any.
That's all right.
We need a game to get that one, but I don't know
I
where
don't
the
need
jacks
to.
are.
I don't need to hear anything. As long as people can hear me.
And that's all that matters.
Some are happy about it, some
Oh,
are
what's up, y'all? You got knocked
disappointed.
out? Oh, that sucks.
Bobby sits down, instantly needles.
Steve flops second pair.
Raise to 1,600 by
Greg
Greg's
flops
got an
the up
open
and
and a
downer.
straight
Day.
draw.
And a call
The up
by
and down. What
Greg
they gonna
Melton.
try?
And
Papa Z folds.
Papa has to fold because he didn't move all in with his ace-10
Both
free
players
flop.
check.
Steve's got the old queen and the 6.
Oh.
And
3,500 bet by Steve Day.
He might get called here
I
from the
think he's
check.
gonna get called just the way the hand played out. They went check on the flop, check on the turn. Greg probably makes a pair in the river. Might pay it off.
I think they bet the flop, check the turn.
Oh. Sissy
Yeah,
pants.
Fold.
yeah.
Sissy
They
pants.
bet the flop, check the turn.
Sissy pants is everywhere. Bet, 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 bet. That's my motto.
Cage, man.
There's been a couple cages tonight.
I sort of seen
Bet
it.
moves.
Steve
Papa
actually
Z
called
Day
out the
first.
cage earlier.
Yes.
He even drew a little picture
Yeah,
of it in the
yeah.
sky.
That's awesome. It's catching on, man. It's catching on.
I dealt that wrong. I dealt Steve first.
Oh!
I'm sorry, Papa. I dealt Steve first.
Ooh, Papa Z would have had the old
think you
ace and the queen of puppy dog
Well, I'm
feet.
not sure because she missed the deal
reveal
up
that.
somehow.
Oh.
That's why you don't look until the action's on you.
Well, I gave you cookie
Never
cards.
Then you get the pain
I
and the
know,
discomfort
It would've been-
of not really your hand.
Just like him, boys.
No, actually, I
like
think they would have been
Lloyd's.
Steve's.
Give it that.
Okay,
No.
we officially have added the spice to the sauce. That is the backroom booth.
We would've got 93.
Talking hemorrhoids after 2 minutes of sitting down.
I mean,
It's easy to throw away.
that's just what we're gonna call a misdeal from now on.
Hemorrhoids.
Papa calls
Derby is my
600 or
favorite hand
800.
at 10-8 suited. Queen Jack has been
Steve
about 9
announces
out
a
of 10
raise.
tonight.
Steve raises the
Raise to
ace-4 here
2400.
after Papa limps in.
It's pretty dangerous because you know Papa likes to do that kind of stuff with big
Papa
hands.
folds.
Papa throws a curveball and folds.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually Papa puts a nickel in, Papa gonna put all of it.
Especially when he's short stack.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, I'm
Steve
gonna
Dave
put this in,
first.
but I'm gonna limp and see if I can see a flop without having to.
He already did that earlier and flopped a set of eights against
Oh,
Greg.
geez.
They catch you up, Bob. They're paying the 4th place, getting their money back. So
Okay.
So everybody's
the
in the
money,
money
so-
right now.
No bubble factor. I mean, kind of still. It's
different. You know, there's still a pay jump, but
Greg's cooling off a little bit. He's been huge hands all night.
yeah. I mean, he is wearing short sleeves, so.
24 to go.
In the dead of
Derby
winter.
raises 2400. Papa Z folds.
the action is moving so quick I can't even tell what's going on.
3 minutes left in these blinds.
Yeah,
Blinds
no
are
one's
400,
been
800.
overly aggressive. Everyone's kind of been equally picking their spots. Papa Z's playing his game.
It was fairly aggressive early with a few people, but it's really slowed down now.
Raised to 2600 by Greg Melton.
Greg raising Jack 10,
It's like what, 26?
2600, yeah.
I know that.
Steve's called him quite a bit out of the big blind tonight.
Which I don't mind it, to be honest.
As long as Steve has, has a plan
Dak
for first
first.
flop. You can't just call fold, 100% of the time. If he just whiffs.
Who wants it?
Exactly. Who wants it? As Greg grabbed his chips, Steve instantly
Greg
looked down at his stack to
3200,
see,
Steve folds.
what kind of damage
Snap
it would
folds.
do.
Snap fold without even no play, not even thinking about making a play.
Papa Z on the button. Derby to act
Just
first.
it is what it is. You got it.
Somebody's gonna get caught these times.
See, I changed my game for TV, so now
I don't know how you play.
And here's Steve with ace jack.
Ace Jack finally makes the way to somebody else's hand.
take your turn just like everybody else.
You see
Steve
Derby
announces
trying
a
to get
raise.
the most out of that coffee.
Every last drop.
42 on top.
It's just like Pokemon.
Big raise by Steve.
Yeah, Steve's been making
Jeez.
some really big raises.
Almost to say, I'm gonna call you if you want to go all in.
But
Which
moves.
is a bit of a, you don't
Papa Z
necessarily do that
first.
against the other chip player at the table, out of position.
Because he's only gonna raise you with a better hand. Like,
It's hard to get in
Deuces.
the duel to cap it.
Quackers. A couple aces.
Papa
Yeah.
Z all in 2000.
Craig's got a call. Derby's probably going to call as well. Ooh.
Lucky Charm.
I call.
Horseshoe.
Oh, I thought I heard Greg say all in.
Oh, that would have been
fantastic.
for Papa.
Greg calls.
I don't see how Derby can fold
I think
here.
everyone's just going to have like quad nines. He's
We've
kicking.
hit two
It's
straight
just gonna
flushes.
come on.
Two straight flushes.
Two straight
tonight
flushes
already.
tonight, Bob.
Oh,
I'm assuming you weren't watching at home.
no, I wasn't. I'm surprised because those
Derby
would have been
calls.
against me if I was playing.
2 live players. Both players check in the dark. Both players check again in the
Derby
dark.
gets the 8. Papa gets the 6.
Oh man, just let's all check it all the way down.
And Greg
And
says,
Greg
And then
hits the
Greg's like-
flush on the river.
Greg's like, huh? 2 pair for each of you?
Oh, that sucks.
it's like, forget that noise.
Man,
Spade flush for Greg takes it down.
that's what you call
And
slow
we're
play
down
to
to
death.
3.
In 4th place.
Slow play to death.
Blinds are up to 500, 1000.
I mean, I understand that you're checking it down because there's a player all in, but if you have a hand to get value with, and
I like it. I like the flush draw. I like the headers too.
I mean, what are you hoping for?
yeah, I mean,
All those chippies could be in your stack.
There's a reason to check down if you have a mediocre hand or a hand that could potentially knock him out. You don't want to bet somebody else out that may have a better hand, but you kind of have a lot from hand.
Well,
You want to get value
I
now.
just had, I hadn't started.
All hands beating you is
Yeah, I gave you the card.
pocket sixes.
Or the ace of spades on the river.
Or that, if you really get there. Okay.
Steve with the ace jack.
Ace Jack has been the
Derby
most
with deuce
popular
nine.
person at this party.
Oh, it's been.
See
See you, Papa.
Good night,
Good seeing
Papa.
ya. Good job.
Steve gets a walk.
Hey.
But moves Derby to act first. He is on the button.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
Shaking things up.
Yeah.
I will.
Have a nice job. You're a lousy dealer.
Passes along his feelings.
Over here?
Yes, you are.
Alright. Let
This
the
should be
games
fun.
begin.
I would like to see every button raise, no matter what. Please.
Well, we started off with a button fold. But
Steve
Yeah,
announces a raise.
Wishful thinking.
we'll start in the next hand.
It was so quick.
3,000 on top.
It was probably like
Yep, we'll see you.
Jack
next
8
month.
or something.
Possibly.
In 2014.
That's smart by him, if they are going to go at it.
Greg folds. Steve
Steve
takes
says, I
out.
got an ace. Give me that big blind.
Blind. Picking up blinds crucial here. Picking up blinds, gaining
But
momentum.
moves
All
Steve
those
Day to
One
act
more
first.
up there, Greg.
And coffee. Make sure you always have coffee.
Yeah. Maybe you should have saved a couple of those drops for the very end.
I mean, now it's getting
Myself
intense.
started with the top.
Derby with the ace nine. This could be trouble.
Let's see how he plays it from the small blind, though.
Greg announces raise.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
I'm absolutely joking.
Yeah, no, please be joking.
15.
I tried that
more for
once.
Derby.
I just
Just flat?
just flatted, and that's why I'm not sitting at the table now.
Yeah. More than likely Derby's gonna go all in here, and Greg's gonna probably beat him into the pot.
I'll tell you what, Derby's been calling quite a bit. Oh, no,
Derby
he did
all in.
move all in.
Greg Mountain calls.
He did move
Ace
in.
9.
Ace 9, king,
versus
series.
kings.
How many aces are in this deck? Let's find out.
There is 3 left. And
8 for fun?
8 for fun. Alright, ace for fun.
Ace and
for
ace
fun.
only.
Oh,
And
game
we're
over.
heads up.
I didn't know what that ooh meant. I didn't know what it was
Derby
ooh
out
ace
in
or
third place.
ooh la la. Like good night, suit tight.
Heads up game.
Like I got
Greg,
here just in time.
Greg continues.
Steve and Derby.
Of course I last longer than the wife.
Good one, Derby.
Huge kisses on the
Hi,
cheek.
buddy. Here comes the bus.
Big blind.
Make sure you got-
One last sip of coffee.
The dealer's a small blind.
Yes.
Big
Is that
blind.
going to chop?
Dealer is small blind. Just confirming at the table.
Please don't chop.
So Greg
You too?
probably has.
Good holidays.
Be careful.
Actually,
Have a
I
good
think we're
Thanksgiving.
about close to even.
Yeah, it looks like it's not that much of a difference.
Even? I don't think they're even.
Oh,
Oh no, Greg's got a lot of bananas in the bottom.
Steve announces a raise.
we didn't see that tower of oranges and bananas.
5,000 on top.
Apples and bananas.
My bad. I thought it was
Greg
something
folds.
like that.
Greg folds.
What? Get out of town with that Jack 8 fold.
Yeah, that's pretty
Come
pretty
on.
tight for heads up.
That's not a terrible starting hand.
It's definitely not.
Heads up. You're gonna be hard to press to find a starting hand that we don't like.
That is for sure.
And your first act.
My pleasure.
See, like even the queen 3.
The queen 3, like, there's only 2 cards that rank higher than a queen.
Steve announces a raise.
It's like, oh,
Is that a call?
did Greg limp?
No, Greg's a big
2,500 on
blind.
top.
Nice.
Yeah, Steve's a button.
Oh.
So Steve won.
Oh,
and
so
then
then
Greg
Greg, was
checked.
Greg limped last hand.
No, Steve raised.
Greg announces a re-raise.
Steve raised this hand?
Steve raised.
Oh, I like that.
Greg just re-raised.
Whoa. We got some poker playing right now.
5,000 on top.
They must know the millions in the house.
Now Steve can get sick nasty and shove.
And aggressively shuffle his cards.
Oh man, if he calls, this is awesome.
Steve calls.
Oh man,
This is some poker playing here.
I like this. I haven't seen play like this.
I'd like to see a queen jack flop too.
There's the jack.
And
there's the
queen.
queen 3. Queen deuce.
Great
All right.
all in.
Greg's all in. If you're gonna call, you get pre-flop. You
What up?
can't.
Take,
I got jacks.
Oh, they all in and a call.
Yeah, all in and a call.
That
You
was
can't.
nice.
You can't.
Steve calls.
Sick.
Steve has a queen.
Put a 10 out there.
Now 10 doesn't count.
wow.
And Steve doubles up.
Steve doubles up just like that, with some poker instincts there. I'm telling you what.
Steve says I am not taking any of your baloney.
He must have been studying my last Chase the Bracelet season.
Where'd you finish up in that?
Like I don't know,
12,400 for Greg to
something like
answer his
that.
way.
I remember we played heads up one time.
How'd you do in that, Trevor?
I fared pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, I think you were there.
Well, maybe after this we'll play heads up for rolls.
It's like Greg
So we'll
has
be playing for
about
$30.
2,800
I
behind.
was gonna say that's $30 more than I have on me.
Don't make me laugh.
Nice hand.
Dealer
Well,
bet
if you
non-Greg.
don't remember,
Greg
I'll
in small
remind
blind.
you.
Greg
First
is
act.
not happy.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Steve stuck around the old Queen 3 ball.
I'm all.
I mean, it's not even about the Queen 3. I mean, he really kind of played it.
Do you want to count?
I mean, you gotta just watch
So
it.
they were a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, he took most of his stacks, and now
You don't-
Steve could
Steve
just be
calls.
calling. I don't care. 5-8, you're calling.
Yeah.
You might not even have to do
He's just not gonna be
5-8
happy that he's
versus
got an
8
8 in his hand.
Yeah. The hearts can come though.
And the 5.
You think 2 straight flushes in one night?
There's the ace, which pretty well.
Oh,
Wait for it.
3.
wait for it.
3.
Bink.
No
No.
bank. Unbanked.
Greg
So
doubles up.
Bobby only gets to do that against me.
And other people as well.
Yeah, you weren't the only victim of the call for cards.
Oh, really?
And lose against this guy. But, however, you were the only one that tried to strangle him on your way out the door.
Yes.
At least I didn't grab his throat hard.
That's not what
I beg to
heard.
differ.
I did not.
I had it was harder than that. I had red marks. I went home and
Oh yeah.
He told the doctor he walked into a door.
yeah, I told him I walked to the door and I put the icy hat on. But we're okay now.
Well,
We're
that's
cool.
good.
I'm breathing fine. It took a couple days, but I'm breathing fine again.
Steve to act first.
As I say, we might see an all-in and a call
Yeah,
here.
this would definitely be an all-in and call.
Another little
Put
flippy
players all
do.
in.
I mean, at this point, it should be a lot of
Versus
all-ins and
pocket
calls. I mean, with the chip difference, it's
Deuce.
another club. Oh,
this might be it, guys. Oh, suck out artist.
6,000.
Just coming back. What is that? Like 3,000 now? 4,000?
6,000, he said.
I
6,000.
forgot who had what there.
Oh, you thought it was the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, wow, they're just being awfully calm.
Yeah, awfully calm for the end of the tournament.
I think that
Yeah.
goes to Greg also.
It's close.
Well, that was the small blind.
Steve got nasty with the queen
People
three.
people want to keep hearing
Calling
our
a 4-bet.
voices, so this might last for another 3-4 hours.
But
One
on
more
Greg?
double up, I should be right back in.
Dead air.
We have been.
All right. And again,
Let's do it again.
this could be an all-in
Yeah, I was
again.
going to say,
I mean,
I would do it if I was either one of them.
well, he's first.
We keep forgetting who's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
I feel like when Greg says
Greg
it's
Mountain
so
all in?
like big, like oh, I'm all in. It doesn't sound nearly as strong. It's
I
like
know.
he's trying to literally.
Steve
He's trying
folded
to
an
make his
ace.
hand strong.
Steve folded
Okay,
an
this
ace.
now
He
that's
didn't fold. Did he
that
really?
is-
Yes, he just folded an ace.
Oh my
I just
God.
see now that
Moves
that's one of those
Steve.
things that I
Steve
don't
with small blind
understand.
first
That's
act.
a Moskowitz. That's like
Well-
you're so nervous that you're gonna lose. Even,
Well, I
even when you're
understand
ahead.
Yeah, we
the
have
reasoning
a
behind it
couple
probably
of them
because he
back
just
there.
lost two all-ins in a row, so he doesn't want to give it up again. But it's just one of those things. It's like if you're calling a 4-bet with queen 3,
But,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you should be getting it in with
Steve
ace 6.
announces raise.
Because now you have ace 5. What's the difference? Now are you gonna
7,500 on top.
fold if he shoves?
Pretty sure.
Now you just put them all in.
Yeah.
Greg folds.
I would see. I would like to just see him just regular raise. I mean, there's
7
no.
minutes, 57 seconds.
I don't know
left.
the
Even though-
slides.
even though you're
Blinds
not
are
folding.
500, 1,000.
Yeah, just
It's
give him an
un-
opportunity.
It's unexploitable. Unless you're really good like me.
Remember those heads up on carbon?
I just felt bad that your roll is so small. I just want to donate to you.
Well, I appreciate that.
It wasn't fair. You had a shark face on Skype.
Greg
And it was
small
awesome.
blind for stacked.
Greg was 7-8. Steve with Jack 8.
And we got
Great
a limpy
calls.
do.
Yeah, see,
Steve checks.
that's
But
fine, I guess. I mean,
I think
with
you
his
can,
stack.
I think you can kind of get away with that against Steve too.
Well, and he knows Steve's not really raising
You know
much.
he
So.
did. You know he did go
Bananas.
to the wall.
All right, this might be
This is
game over.
500 by
I
Steve,
mean, he's got a
all
gut
in
shot.
by Greg.
A gut shot and a gut
Well,
shot.
I mean, yeah, both have gut shots.
But they don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it.
Steve bet.
Craig
Greg
doesn't wanna
moved
see it.
in.
This has to be a call.
You don't have 7,500.
I did.
There is 75.
I would call in a heartbeat.
Why don't you count that?
That was
too?
that was your blinds.
That was my.
That was your blinds. 1,000 each for your blinds before the
Okay,
flop.
so 1,000.
No, that's what your blinds before the flop.
Okay, you're right.
Tell him, Vicky. You don't do this for a living for nothing.
I'm positive.
What happened?
I think Steve
Yeah.
let out and now Greg's all in.
Yeah, Steve let out and Greg moved.
That's even more of a reason to call. I mean,
Yeah, and now Steve's
You're committed
getting the
with outs.
count.
Yeah.
I don't see you can
This is 55,
fold second pair here.
and that makes 75.
I mean, if he
It shows that Greg has outs as nines, but those are actually false
there we
outs.
go.
Steve
I mean, because if
calls.
you're trying to win the tournament, you have to
You have a
call here.
showdown.
Even if you lose, you're still going to be favorite. Heads up.
7-8
I mean, you still
versus
don't have
8
this
jack.
big stack. A
Six.
big or stack.
6, 10.
And that's it, guys.
And that's
Season
it.
holds.
Congratulations, Steve.
Steve Day.
Regular season champ
We have a
and
winner.
final game champ.
I love the caboose.
This game is brought to you by Doritos. Cheesy.
Please wash your hands before touching
More
your
than
cards.
that.
Many thanks to Paul Boston and Trevor Grenwald for commentating, and this is Akron Poker League.
Yeah, you too.
I don't want nothing to do with him, so he was. Back out.
That's why we say
He's number one.
Next question. Okay.
See ya.
Have a safe trip home. Be careful.
Thank you, we will.
I got 836. It's 936, isn't it?
It is 9:36. I noticed that on your watch earlier.
Well, I got 836 now.
Yeah, it's 9:36.
Queen 3 was the end.
Yeah.
Well, you were getting hit with the jack all night, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys were kind. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, no.
Absolutely. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
I was impressed. The first time I saw it was last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I couldn't.
I know who that is.
We watch enough poker and play enough poker, we should be able to talk about it a little
Yeah,
bit.
you guys do a great job.
240 to Steve,
That's my wife saying, what are we going to do?
150 Greg.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
guys.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Always.
This is awesome.
I just love it when it works.
Yes.
Yeah. Always good when it works.
Came in for the last
Yeah.
cage. Heads up roll. Straight cage match.
Cage match. That's what I wanted to say.
It's like
Put people in the cage.
I like to call it the 4-bet call. The
Queen 3? Yeah, Bobby loved that. Seems like now they're
It
playing.
was Queen 3 versus
You raised, he re-raised, you
Jack
called.
10, and then you called with Queen 3, and then it came Queen Jack.